Hello. We are on chapter 14 called Food Wars. And I've never read this chapter, so I am excited. We hear moderation often as advice about food itself. We don't see a lot of moderation in how people debate about food. It's very common to see people go to extremes in defending their chosen food belief system, even if that belief is everything in moderation. Meanwhile, regardless of their food belief system and the science they use to defend their argument, everybody gets sick and nobody knows why they're sick. As soon as vegans or people eating plant-based get sick, they tend to run back to animal foods. When people already on animal-based diets get sick, most of them tend to stay with animal foods and keep searching for other reasons they could be sick and suffering. There are not a lot of vegan or plant-based families where the children are born and bred vegan and stay that way. Nearly everybody is raised on an animal protein diet, and that's why most people who become vegan or plant-based will run back to animal protein once they're sick, or once the temporary benefits they first received dissipate. They're scared into it by practitioners, doctors, and family members, or they scare themselves into it, thinking they're lacking something based on material they've read or a video they've watched somewhere. Both sides, animal-based and plant-based, both sides, animal-based and plant-based, believe that protein is the answer for everything. They think the reason they're alive is protein. This partly comes from the most people being raised on animal protein. Vegans and plant-based people won't adopt this way of eating unless someone convinces them in a confident manner that there's protein in a plant-based diet, which there is. I actually was told, I told a family member that I was going vegan. This was years ago. And I was told if I don't eat animal protein, I'll die within 30 days. And I truly believe that they truly believed that, which is crazy because some people have never eaten animal in their entire life and they're alive. Both animal-based and plant-based folks are brainwashed to think it's all about protein because protein sounds scientific. They have to feel that their diet belief system, no matter what kind of name it gets to fancy it up, is science-based. Both sides are also brainwashed for confrontation. Before people who've gone plant-based eventually revert to eating animal products, first they fight back. Plant-based folks don't look at animal-based folks and say, "Look, we're all sick." Instead, each side seeks out their weapons of choice in the form of studies and research papers. Both the committed animal protein people and the committed plant-based and vegan people call themselves researchers now. They spend a lot of time on the internet looking around for information. They throw articles at each other that they feel are based on science. They say, well, this is keto study says, when it isn't even a real study. It's a survey or an uninformed observation or a theoretical paper put together by health professionals with limited experience on the subject. And if they do reference an actual clinical study, how reputable was it? Who funded it? Was it based on the handful of paid participants from the same age and background, monitored over a very short time span, leading to gross generalizations and misinformation? Meanwhile, they're all still getting sick. If someone hasn't gotten sick yet, they think it's because they found all the answers. The reality is that they've simply been fortunate for all the reasons we talk about in Medical Medium book series, fortunate enough to dodge the poisons and pathogens in our midst due to luck, chance, or privilege. Both sides are brainwashed. The bottom line is that both sides are brainwashed. They're brainwashed that they can trust the science behind their diet. They're brainwashed that protein is everything. They're brainwashed to confront each other. Both sides of the food wars are brainwashed that intermittent fasting is healthy. Both sides are brainwashed that caffeine is good and adding quality salt to food is good, that apple cider vinegar is good. Both are brainwashed that you can fix all of your problems through breathing techniques or through manifestation. Both sides are brainwashed that chocolate is plant medicine that's good for you. Both are brainwashed that they don't create any waste with their food decisions and diets. Both are brainwashed that their diet belief systems are sustainable and are all about sustainability. Both sides are conditioned to run to conventional doctor or antibiotics the moment they get sick. Both sides are brainwashed to believe that autoimmune symptoms are a result of the body attacking itself. Both sides are brainwashed to believe that their genes dictate why they're sick. Both sides are brainwashed to be afraid of fruit, so much so that even if they do start believing it's okay to eat a little more fruit, all it could take is one whistle from a food bridgeate that sends them right back into fruit fear once again. Both sides have B12, iron, and calcium deficiencies, while both sides are brainwashed to believe that only plant-based and vegan people are at risk of these deficiencies. Both sides are worried about vitamin D deficiency. Both sides are vitamin D deficient. And both sides believe vitamin D megadoses are the answer. Both sides believe in fermented foods. Both sides believe that all your problems stem from your gut. Both sides believe that the brain is made of fat and you need fat in your diet to survive. Both sides believe that blood tests are all accurate. Both sides are unknowingly get too much blood drawn when they get a blood test. Both sides believe that a diet of processed foods, bad eating habits, and fried and greasy foods was the sole cause of any symptom before they changed their diet, when really, there's much more to it. Both sides believe their food choices now make them spiritually enlightened. Both sides believe they're very much different from the other side, that they're opposite when they're not. They are the same side, the same belief system. They shop at the same markets to get their food, and the only difference is that one eats meat and one doesn't. Still, they face off against each other, and both sides are flawed science, fake science, underdeveloped science, and broken science to break up their positions. Animal product science doesn't believe in plant-based science. Plant-based science doesn't believe in animal product science. These science entities are against each other, and the conventional mainstream medical science entity does not support any of the sciences that either plant-based or animal-based believers are projecting. On top of all of this, food wars battlers go for the emotional. Vegan and plant-based believers tell animal product believers they're killing animals, destroying rainforests, clueless that animals have souls, and making their children eat dead animals. Animal product believers tell vegan and plant-based believers they're causing malnutrition in their babies and children, starving them of protein, not preparing them for real life, and keeping them away from moderation. No matter what food belief system someone belongs to, whether plant-based or animal-based, or even everything in moderation, they use science to attack anyone who doesn't share their belief system. that any group can find science and data to back up their position, that science hands out the weapons to both sides of the battle, should make us question the very war. Everybody's fighting, both sides are at war, and their eye isn't on the ball about what creates chronic illness. Lost and exposed. When a person or a person's child gets sideswiped or blindsided by health challenges, and neither they nor their revered, publicly known medical research and science can understand why, whatever belief system they've consumed themselves with starts to break apart. It doesn't matter what study or research paper they've tried to prove their beliefs with in the past. When neurological Lyme, MS, ME, CFS, anxiety, depression, brain fog, something got in my eye. Okay. Digestive problems, vertigo, tingles and numbness, migraines, ADHD, OCD, autoimmune, or eating disorders start to interrupt life. Any doubt someone has in the back of their mind about a plant-based diet or veganism starts to grow like weeds. The doubt usually takes over fast, and once again the person goes into the land of the lost, as disoriented and searching as they were when they first made the decision to go vegan or plant-based. Some hold on to that plant-based or veganism belief and fight for a little while in the lost land while they're sick. They'll see their functional medical doctor on their plant-based naturopath, and they'll fight for it until a family member or friend ignites that tiny doubt that was in their head, and the doubt grows into a monster. They defect. They change their diet belief system. Unless someone has found medical medium information, excuse me, they don't know why they're sick, so they believe it's caused by their diet. It's not just a rookie thing in health to believe that diet is why you're sick. It's an entrenched belief system among long-term diet believers too. Again, people committed to diet belief systems believe that their diets beforehand were the sole reason for any symptom they experienced, instead of understanding pathogens, heavy metals, and chemical exposure at the source of their symptoms. This is part of the brainwashing mechanism. When symptoms come up once they're following a diet belief system, if it's plant-based, they'll fall through the trap door of believing they got sick from the lack of animal product. If they get sick on an animal-based diet, on the other hand, they won't blame their diet. They'll be more apt to blame factors like stress or unhappiness. They'll be more afraid of fruit than ever before. They'll feel like maybe there's spiritual or genetic reason why they're sick. Each side of plant-based and animal-based has part of its underbelly exposed. Plant-based believers are most susceptible to getting slammed about deficiencies because they've long been fed doubt about whether a plant-based diet offers them all the nutrition they need. Both sides are susceptible to fear. Both sides get sick with the same types of symptoms and conditions. Once they become sick, both plant-based and animal-based believers start worrying about the microbiome, bacterial overgrowth in their gut, metabolism issues, nutrient deficiencies, candida, leaky gut, fructose intolerance, histamine problems, food allergies, oxalates, gene mutations, autoimmune, or whether they're exercising enough. It's a constant revolving door of trying to get improvements from mixing and matching, flip-flopping, and guessing games. Try this, try that, eat this differently, but yet eat that a little differently. It's a game that occupies you while your body's fighting for temporary results, temporary improvements, and temporary relief. Some practices could be supportive, some not. You can't be sure which are which because you can read the signs and symptoms that your body's providing you, because you can't read the signs and symptoms that your body's providing you, because whether you believe in plant-based or animal-based, you don't know why you're really sick. The game could go on for so long, it could go on forever in a person's life until they finally find a way out. A way out. Healing from a symptom, condition, or disease isn't about choosing sides. It isn't just about going plant-based or animal-based or everything in moderation. Recovery isn't going to be reliant upon a scientific study. We may have that illusion. In the end, healing is about understanding that we've been tricked along the way, duped. The wool has been pulled over our eyes. We've been bamboozled. Healing is about learning that all sides are continually fooled. Once you learn why you truly became ill, opportunities open up. The light does appear at the end of the tunnel, and health freedom is possible. And to end the chapter with a quote. We can't open our skull like an egg, take a look inside, and take a sniff to find out if it's going rotten. We can't use visual clues or our sense of smell like we can with that egg or a piece of fish to determine if our brain is getting toxic and dirty. Only when we start to develop symptoms from a brain that's been suffering for weeks or months or years do we start to get a clue about what's going on inside. Anthony Williams, medical medium. And that is the end of part 2 of The Brain Saver. Come back for part 3, all about brain betrayers.